everybody, welcome to episode 69 of Build That House with me, Jim. I'm so glad that you tuned back in and a little bit curious of what I've been doing around here lately. Today, we're going to be sealing this poly to the foundation wall with acoustic sealant. We're going to take these wood strips, I'm going to fasten them. It's going to pin that poly to the wall and also double as a leveling strip for the concrete places, so they'll know exactly where the top of that slab is. I think it's a good idea to do this. I think it's a worthwhile effort, and let's take a look at it as I progress. Wow, kneeling in this cold, wet snow isn't a lot of fun today. The job is pretty fun. The conditions aren't that great, but whatever. You got. I tell you what, this Hilti gun has been used so much on this job. So I got the little weed whacker line trick. And we're on battery power. That's it. Okay, so I've got a few of the strips installed here. So it gives you an idea of how it's gonna be. So you can see how if you were pouring concrete just to come to the top of that strip is gonna be really handy. And it also does hold the plastic in. So like I said, one more thing too, like when this wall has to be insulated because it's below the grade. So I will likely have to frame the concrete part. So there'll be pieces of wood, 2x4s, 2x6s, whatever I use. But that little strip there, that'll come in handy because I can actually tack the bottom into it instead of it just kind of sitting on the concrete. So there you have it. Okay, so that's all I got done today. Man, it is cold, it's snowing, it's wet. My feet have been frozen all day long. Not very nice, but battling through. I'd say I got about 20% done. And if it's raining tomorrow, it could be just as tricky, so. Okay, I just did another 4 hours of this procedure. I'm about 2/3 of the way done now. But I'm getting her done. Tomorrow is supposed to be no rain, so I should be able to finish this and get some wire down. So stay tuned. Okay, so basically Dunsville, everything's polyed in that leveling strip that doubles as a basically a clamp for the plastic. It's just starting to rain now and we got a big storm coming in. So the reason I haven't taped all the seams is because if I don't, rather if I do, this will fill up like a swimming pool. The water will just literally load up in here. So I'm leaving them untaped. The water will have a path underneath the plastic, through the foam, and basically out through that over there, because there's holes at the bottom of that pipe. So any water will find its way out. But I have to start thinking about constructing some type of framework for a tarp. Once I get a tarp covering this whole building, then I can work in the dry. But if a big storm comes along, it'll just blow it like a parachute. So we'll just start on the framework and see how it goes. Okay, so I did this in about 3 hours. Some people think I'm crazy for even attempting this, but I'm gonna get out the mega tarp and try to stop the rain from getting inside so I can work in there. I hope it works. No particular harm done if it doesn't work, but there's no material wastage because I can, use all this wood again. And not a huge time thing, but whatever, we'll give it a whirl. I may not use this footage because it's almost embarrassing, but look what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tarp the mega structure on a little bit windy day, and I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. Well, I'm having kind of fun, which I don't know if that's worth anything, but it's Saturday afternoon. I can have a little fun once in a while too. Once in a while. I managed to put a 1,500 square foot tarp over the entire footprint of the building single-handedly in under 2 hours. I just have had so much fun doing this. So, in the comments, will it A, blow off and tear into a million pieces in the next storm? Will it B, fill up with pockets of water and not able to hold the water, and the water will break through the tarp? Or will it C, provide me with a nice, dry, controlled environment as I go through these next steps of construction in there? Put it in the comments. Interesting. Very interesting. So now we just sit back and wait. See what it's like. Inside it looks cool though. It's like, oh, it's like a little tent city. You could have like a big party in here now in the rain. So hopefully all that water will stop pooling in there. I'll blow it around now, see if I can get it kind of blown through the cracks, and then we'll keep it dry in there. These eagles playing on this Saturday afternoon overhead. There's about 10 of them. Welcome to Tent City, where the rates are low and the amenities are low. I don't recommend using any of these toilet facilities quite yet. But what a strange environment. I cannot believe I put 1,500 square feet of tarp by myself up in a few hours. I also increased the pitch in the last hour or so. That'll allow the water to roll off the top a little bit better. But damn, let's see what happens now. During some serious rain and some serious wind, I'm very curious to see if this thing just gets torn right off, or I've actually created a dry environment to work in here for the next 2-3 weeks. That would be ideal. Tomorrow, I think I'll get all this water off of here and start taping up these seams the best I can. I also have to kind of patch this end here a little bit. The tarp wasn't quite long enough, but I think we have the technology to figure something out there, a little poly or something. Then we'll be all right. But yeah, I don't know. I had my doubts when I was starting, but man, alive, that's crazy. Oh, can you hear that? It's starting to rain. Let's see if we can see some of the water rolling off the tarp on the front. Okay, building inspector's coming tomorrow, so I'm just adding an extra strip. Gotta just make sure that that vapor barrier is sealed nicely to the foundation wall. and got all the seams taped up here permanently now. So theoretically, if it started to rain without the lid or the tarp, the lid, it would fill up with water now that I've taped it all. However, I'm fairly confident this is gonna hold up enough. But yeah, I feel like I'm building a gymnasium. I mean, I really do. Like a small gymnasium. It's crazy. All brought to you by that incredible big steel beam there that allows this space to be open instead of like a whole bunch of beams, so I like it. Okay, so we had an atmospheric river and we're supposed to have sun for the next week. All I have to do is make it through tonight. And I didn't. What a stupid idea. I mean, it was good until it wasn't. But it's too bad. I spent all weekend doing that. Shit. Oh well. It is what it is. Tent's all gone. Last night in the middle of the night we had a atmospheric river. Means tons of water comes out of the sky in a short period of time, and it was just too much for the tent. So those of you who said B, it would just fill up with water and rip down the structure, you win. Anyway, it was a dumb move to do. It would have worked though. It would have worked. I would have had dry conditions for the next 2 weeks as I do all the pipes and the mesh. But I'll put this in the video anyway. I was going to omit it. Another one of my epic mistakes. But again, not too much damage done. Nevertheless, this was inspected this afternoon. He took pictures of it to use as an example of how to do it, apparently. He likes these strips. He suggested these strips, and I did it, and they work really well. I thought it was a good idea. That's why I did it. You know, it takes a little longer, but nevertheless, will allow for the concrete to expand and contract a little bit. In addition to that, it'll give a nice leveling line for the concrete guy. So the tent's gone. Everything's cleaned up. But yeah, craziness in my world.